Jetzt sitze ich vor dem Autor Henrik Jensen. Er hat das Buch geschrieben, Oxen, das erste Opfer. Die erste Frage lautet, wie kam es zu der Figur des traumatisierten Elitesoldaten?
How did the figure of the traumatized elite soldier come to your mind?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, look, I would like to. I've been writing 10 books for 20 years, and I've been writing with the main characters as police people and the normal stuff. So this time I would make a change. I would like to tell an important story from the Danish society. And that is the story of the war veterans and all the problems that comes with the war veterans. So, of course, Oxen is he's telling the general story of the Danish war veterans. But still, I also would like to keep on to my business. I am a thriller writer, so combine these two things, and I took an ex-soldier as a main character instead.
Kam es deswegen auch zu dem strauchelnden Soldaten, der auch containert, und es ist auch eine ist gesellschaftspolitisch wichtig.
Is it that why you have taken a soldier who has fallen out into society, ending up eating food out of the junk, and so we were also kind of impressed because we had the impression maybe that the social security system is a bit better in Denmark. Yeah. So that was a bit surprising for us, actually.
Yeah. I think many people would be surprised that he is taking food of the containers, but we have these people in Denmark. Although you think that Denmark is a little country without problems, we have the problems. So to me, it was an example of this. He's a hero in one way. He's had medallion, but he also has so many problems that he is forced to go out in the night where there's not so many people and find some food in the containers from the supermarket. So it illustrates, I hope it illustrates that he is in serious problems. Yeah.
Wie wichtig ist Oxen gerade sein Hund?
How important is the dog for Oxen? As a comrade.
Yeah. His dog is so important because it's his best friend. You could also say that he, in a way, have lost his family. They are alive, but he has lost the contact to his family. So the only person is not a person; it's a dog, and he actually has conversations with Mr. White, and he follows. They are following each other everywhere. He feels very comfortable with his dog. When he's leaving Copenhagen by train to go to the woods, Mr. White, he's kind of nervous because there's so many people in the train. And then he has Mr. White is laying on the ground, and that calms him down in a way.
Wie kamen Sie auf die Idee der erhängten Hunde, was ja sehr außergewöhnlich war?
So, what is the reason for this? For the situation of these hung dogs when the dogs were found hanging. What role do they play for the story? And for you, I mean, they were part of the original title. As we heard.
Yeah, right. It was in English. They will be directly translated. We hang dogs. Yeah, oder die erhängten Hunde. Hunden. Yeah. You can say it's important because the hanged dogs is what makes the police work and the intelligence work and find out that there is cases who are similar to the case at the castle. They found out, well, there was another case where the dog was missing. So they found out that the hanged dogs are what you say are the way these things are connected. At first, I found out about the hanged dogs. As I write, there's a tradition in Spain where they use the dogs for hunting, and if the dogs are not good enough, they will hang them. Yeah. Yeah. So, of course, when one of the Margrethe Frank finds out that there's a kind of Spanish tradition in this, they are moving on in the investigation. So you could say it's important, but still the story is not of hanged dogs. Yeah.
Warum musste auch die vertraute Margaret Frank eine Behinderung haben?
Why was it important for the story that the co-character Margaret Frank has a physical handicap?
Yeah. It's a reason behind many things in the world. I would say there's two reasons. The first one is, as a writer, I would like to show that you can be a part of a book. You can be a main character in a book or a movie if you want to, without having your leg or if you miss an arm or something like that. So I just thought that it was a good thing for the readers to be in mind that you can do a lot of things. And then there's part number 2, and that is the explanation that she has lost her leg, and Niels Oxen is very used to soldiers, colleagues, friends losing a leg in Afghanistan, most of all Afghanistan, where they have these hidden bombs. So for Oxen, it is daily life. He doesn't consider it as a handicap. He's used to this. And for Margrethe Frank, she does not want to be treated as a handicap. She would like to be treated as an ordinary person, and that is what Oxen is doing. So, in the beginning, they don't like each other, and Margrethe Frank doesn't like Oxen. But this thing slowly puts them together so that they can work together in the story and work together in book number 2 and 3 also. Yeah.
Wie kamen Sie auf die Idee des Geheimbundes und warum gerade dieses Schloss Nørlund?
Where did the idea for a secret society, to put that in the book, come from? And is there any reason why they have this castle, Nørlund, connected to them?
I think in general the story is also about power and abuse of power in this big network called Dänemark. And since Dänemark is a real story from real life, from the Middle Age, that's where I had the inspiration to this Dänemark thing. Then it is quite logic for me that to have a connection to a castle from the Middle Age. And also this castle is laying in the outside of the wood where he lives. So, these things put together makes it quite logic. Yeah.
Was für ein Gefühl hat man, wenn man sein eigenes Buch in einer fremden Sprache in der Hand hält? Was für ein Moment war das?
What do you feel when you see your book in a foreign language or when you have it in your hands in a foreign language? I mean, I've heard that you also speak a bit of German.
Yes, ein bisschen. Nicht so viel, aber ja. It feels very good. Of course, I have tried it before, but I've been writing for 20 years. This is the first time in Frankfurt, so you can say that I've been dreaming about going to the International Book Messe of Frankfurt in 20 years. But and now I am here, and thanks to Oxen. You saw the other two books the lady had brought with her. They were published in Germany for 10 and 11 years ago, without any success. So Oxen brought me here to Frankfurt. So that gives me a special kind of feeling when I look at the Oxen book. And of course, I'm also very pleased and surprised and happy that Oxen had jumped in on the Spiegel bestseller list, because to me the Spiegel bestseller list is something very big. Also in Denmark, I think, if you mention the Spiegel bestseller list, okay. And so right now, today it was published that he went from number 5 to number 4 today. So that's nice. Yes, that's nice. Yes. So it gives me a good feeling. Yes.
Warum haben Sie das Ganze nur auf 3 Bände angelegt und nicht wie Ihr Kollege Jussi Adler-Olsen eigentlich auf mehr?
Why did you plan your story only as a trilogy and not like, for example, your colleague Jussi Adler-Olsen as an open series with endless numbers or potential endless numbers of? I am actually writing number 4. Number 4, yeah. But the long story about Danehof and the trilogy will be finished in number 3. So you can say that I continue with Oxen, but I will put Oxen and the same characters in a new story. Yes. So I don't know what time it's going to end, but I can only say that the long story had to be in 3 books and then stop. So number 4 will be a new story. Maybe not a new start for Oxen, but when number 3 is finished, I'll put him somewhere else, and he will be challenged to find his way out from this.
Ich bin gerade glücklich, weil
He's just happy because obviously he's waiting for
I like him after 100 pages, and then I like every page more.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to see if you like number 2 and 3.
Yes, I'm too. Wie wichtig war es Ihnen gerade auch etwas Gesellschaftskritisches einzubinden?
How important was criticism of society to you? You mentioned that there is issues with the war veterans also in Denmark and taking care of them.
Yeah. I've been a journalist and an editor for 25 years. So I've always been working with journalism, news. And news is many times also criticism of society and politicians and that kind of thing. So yes, it is important for me because it gives you it adds something more to your story, that it contains criticism of something in your society. I think it's also more of a challenge for me to write these things, and I think it's a more important story to tell than just the story of, well, here you have a murder. Who did it? I would like to add something important from society, and I hope that I wrote something that makes people think just a little bit about these things.
Wird es also auch immer wichtiger für in Unterhaltungsromanen gesellschaftskritisch zu sein?
So you think it's also important to be a bit critical about the current society, also in the so-called light or entertaining novel?
Yes, I think it adds another dimension to the lighter entertainment, which all crime stories and thrillers are entertainment stories. But to me, it's important to add something extra, so that I heard some readers they are starting to think about this power and network and all these things. So if you are able to get people to think, I think that's only a bonus. Yeah.
Ja, dann bedanke ich mich und ich hoffe, dass es noch viele Bände mit Oxen gibt, einem außergewöhnlichen Charakter.
Thank you very much, and we hope that we will be able to read more books about Oxen and this
Vielen Dank.
special character.
Ja. Ich hoffe, dass ich